It's Tegu! Psychic Janken Fighters. So back in 2015, I was on a Slack, and we always had memes going around. And one of the memes was we showed off pictures of lizards, and one of them was a Tegu. So Tegu was popular for a while, and I had an idea for a game, and this is it. The concept was much more ambitious than anything I'd ever done before, so I was just like, okay, maybe someday I can do this, and today's the day. So I'd like to give you a brief outline. This isn't going to be a full Let's Play of the game. This is just going to be an overview of the game, and I hope that it encourages you to download it when it's done. As always, the game is available at tegu-game.com. So here's the basic gameplay loop. Every room that you're in is a little maze, and you want to get to one of the exits. The trouble is, there's always an enemy that's patrolling the room, and if they catch you, you'll go into a little card game that I'll show you in a bit. But the short of it is, you've got two choices. You can either attack the enemies and grind for experience, or you can just dash on through and get to one of the bosses. The game is balanced for either. There's little bits of dialogue everywhere, so it's something for you to enjoy. The basic story is that there's a sport called Janken, in which gay psychic lizard NBs have mind battles in a ring like pro wrestling. When challenging the greatest fighter, Tegu, somehow Tegu switches bodies with you, to keep wrestling in a younger body, presumably. The trouble is, Tegu also stole a crap load of money first, and all the groups they stole from think you're Tegu. Now, one of the moves you have at your disposal is the dash. You can dash the number of times as listed on the left side of the screen. You remember Tegu's trademark spirit dash that they famously used whenever they entered the ring. Perhaps if you held down the X or K or controller button A, success. On the left side of the screen, a counter has appeared indicating how often you can dash per room. Once it is empty, it will refill once you move to the next room. And now for the battle system. Let's go to the tutorial. So this is the tutorial. You get it when you first start the game. You just walk over to Torterra, and they'll teach you how to play. Alright. Let's do this. A gratuitous tutorial battle. My hand of Janken cards may not be as glamorous as yours, but my rock still beats your scissors, my scissors beat your paper, and my paper beats your rock. So at this point, you can investigate what each of the cards do. Don't worry if you don't understand them yet. The game will explain. The wheel of Psyche is turning. Now the attack phase. So we're going to start with an attack round. This is when you can do damage to your opponent. First, familiarize yourself with what these symbols mean. There's rock, paper, and scissors. The old standbys. Most cards have a basic attack. This does damage to your opponent no matter what. You can tell what cards have basic attacks by the little explosion icon to the left of the damage number. You can do extra damage to your opponent with battle damage. It applies if you win the rock, paper, scissors battle. You can tell if a card does battle damage if it has a little trophy icon to the left of the damage number. But playing a card costs stamina. The upper right-hand corner of the card shows how much stamina you will lose when you play the card. You will lose the match if you lose all your HP or all of your stamina. Same for your opponent. Now play an attack card. Also, think about what card I'm likely to play and choose a counter. So at this point, let's just be conservative and just play rock. Now keep in mind, the more cards you have of a single type, the more likely I'm going to play a counter to that type. If you have 3 rocks, I'm likely to play paper. If you have 2 cards of one type and 2 cards of another type, it's likely I'll play a type that counters one of them. A 50-50 chance. Now I'll show you which card I picked. And we won! You'll notice that Torterra started with 10 health and now has 6 because we did 4 points of damage, 2 points of regular damage, and then 2 additional points of damage because we won the rock, paper, scissors battle. Next, we'll play the reveal phase. We don't attack each other during this phase. Instead, we play cards that have special effects that only activate in this phase. Now see the little icon next to the damage number? That's a reveal bonus. It'll add its damage number to the card's base damage every time you play it during a reveal phase. The base damage will increment like this when you play it during the reveal phase. So, as you can see, the card started as 2 damage. However, if you played it during the reveal phase, it increments to 3 damage. However, you have to wait until the next round to play it during an attack phase. Also, you'll get all your cards back at the end of the round. Your cards cost no stamina to play during a reveal phase, and this will be important because there's a certain type of card that'll give you a bonus, but it'll cost a lot if you play it during an attack phase. But it'll cost you nothing during a reveal phase. You can also burn cards you don't think will be useful during the attack phase in this reveal phase. And this will be important because you have to play all 5 cards during a round. You have a couple of these reveal bonus cards in your hand. Play one of them right now. Or, don't, I'm just here to help. This battle doesn't really matter. And it's true, you can actually lose this tutorial, and it doesn't mean anything. Anyway, let's play the paper. And now I'll reveal my reveal card. I'll forget it. And so I powered up this paper card, while Torterra powered up their scissors card. And now we're back to an attack phase. You'll notice that the cards you played are not accessible right now, but you'll get them back when the round is over. So you see the cards that aren't accessible have a little red box over them? Yeah, that's how you know which ones you can't play. Every round has 5 phases: attack, reveal, attack, reveal, attack. We play until somebody loses all their hit points or stamina. You can always see what cards I have on the left side of the screen. So there's never any question of what cards the enemy has in their hand. Well, you know the basics now. Fight me like I'm the mighty Tegu. And there's also a little prediction service that I put in, just to let you know. So the enemy is going to play either a rock or scissors, so we might as well just play scissors. We lost a round, oh no. I just want to show what happens if we lose a round. And now we need to decide what to do next. Because it's a reveal phase, we need to power up our scissors card. And we did it. And now this is what happens when there's a draw. Nothing big, you just don't get extra bonus damage. So the round is over and my cards are returned. So the most likely card they're going to play is scissors, so let's just do rock. And we won! My hit points are depleted, an excellent win. Now, head south and face Tegu before all the nations of the world. No pressure. And that's the tutorial. Can you get better cards? Yes! Now, in the main world, there's a function called the card sort you can use to put new cards in your hand. Here's a demonstration. So snakes have more rock-based cards. So I should put paper cards in my hand to beat them. And here's the card sort. I want more paper cards. Now, I only have 2 paper cards at this moment. So what I should also do is fill my card with rocks, because their rocks are going to be strong against my scissors. Tegu sold $50 worth of wine to my boss for $100 million. Unacceptable. He wants your head in retribution. You got caught. So as you can see here, the snake has 4 rock cards. But because there's 3 attack rounds, we should be fine. And we ditch our scissors card during the reveal round, so we don't have to play it, because if we get instantly beaten by the rock cards. And there we have it. We gained some experience, and we got a level up. Go see Torterra for our reward. And we got a card. Powered up rock card. You'll pretty much always get whatever the enemy's strongest card is. Here's Torterra. The strength within you grows. Trials have stirred a newfound resilience. And then there's a story about yourself we don't have to worry about. But we gained 2 hit points and 2 stamina, as you can see by the flashing lights on the side. And that's the level up loop. Now let's see what we do out of the card game. There are 3 paths that you need to do in order to get the 3 MacGuffins you need to proceed. Each path has a gimmick. Let's go over them. The first is a snake path. Here you'll meet both ghosts and snakes. If you pass through a ghost, you'll lose a stamina point, which can affect you if you get into another card battle. Now, you don't get your health and stamina back at the end of a card game. You'll have to find your partner, Torterra, who will give you an energy drink that will top you back up. The second path is the Chameleon Path. These little tricksters can hide as they roam around. Their gimmick is, every room has an intercom where you can tell them the truth about Tegu. This will help you later in the game. I'll show you in another video. So finally, the third path is the Komodo Dragon Path. Their gimmick also involves you telling them the truth about Tegu. Instead of with an intercom though, you have to sneak up behind them and download the truth onto their phones using green tooth technology. Again, this will affect the ending, which I'll show you in a separate video. Now, the second and third paths will get you something special. The Chameleon Path will get you the Card Forge. With it, you can break down cards and make new ones from their pieces. Let me show you how. The Forge is divided into 3 sections: your deck, your card's components, card type and 2 card effects, and the card to be assembled. To select the card, I'll just show you. We can just skip over all this stuff when you play it. So let's find a good card to break down. This one looks pretty good. It's a 3 and 3. Now, let's make one that has the eye effect instead of the battle damage. So let's throw on 1 eye damage. And now, we can switch between the 3 pieces that we've already created. Now notice the stamina cost is a little different because making your own cards, the stamina cost will be a little higher because you can absolutely break the game with them. So that's nice, we've got a new card. Just be aware that the enemies and bosses scale up based on how many paths you've completed. So you'll want to see Torterra every time that you get a level up. I don't believe it's possible to do a level 1 run only, so sorry. And that's the game. Please check it out at tegu-game.com. Also, the soundtrack is available at Bandcamp at the link below. It's made by the fantastic Rat's Nest. And check out the endings video if you want spoilers. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next game.